Hello, my wonderful friends. Welcome back to our channel where we believe that age is just a number and vibrant health is always within reach. Today, I'm especially excited to share some life-changing information with you about something that affects so many of us as we gracefully age. Those frustrating leg cramps that can wake us up at night, the little memory hiccups that slow us down, and the subtle signals our hearts send us. I know that for many of you watching, these aren't just casual topics. They're daily realities that impact your independence, your joy, and your confidence. But here's the beautiful truth I want you to take away today. So much of what we experience as inevitable aging is actually within our power to improve. Before we dive in, I want you to know that I've researched these topics extensively, consulted with leading geriatric specialists, and most importantly, I've applied these principles in my own life with remarkable results. At 75, I'm more energetic and clearer in my thinking than I was at 65, and I want the same for you. Today, we'll explore 7 critical areas of health that deserve your attention. Starting with those troublesome leg cramps that keep so many of us up at night. So get comfortable, maybe grab a pen and paper to jot down some notes, and let's embark on this journey to better health together. Those painful midnight leg cramps that jolt you awake aren't just inconvenient, they're your body crying out for specific minerals it desperately needs. The good news? The right foods can make a world of difference. Potassium-rich bananas. Let me tell you about my friend Martha, who suffered from severe calf cramps for years. She started eating a banana every afternoon with a small handful of nuts, and within 2 weeks, her night cramps reduced by almost 80%. Bananas are nature's potassium packages, and this mineral is crucial for proper muscle function. Compare this to her neighbor George, who dismissed the banana suggestion as too simple and continued suffering through disrupted sleep for months before finally trying it and wishing he'd started sooner. Magnesium-loaded leafy greens. Spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are your leg muscles' best friends. When my walking group added a daily spinach salad to their routine, the difference was remarkable. Eleanor, who could barely make it around the park without cramping, now leads our weekend hikes. Just 1 cup of cooked spinach provides nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. If you're not a fan of these greens, try them blended into smoothies with some berries. The sweet taste masks the earthy flavor while delivering all those muscle-relaxing benefits. Calcium-rich yogurt or fortified plant milks. Your muscles need calcium to contract and relax properly. I've found that a small cup of Greek yogurt before bed can work wonders for preventing those 3 a.m. wake-up cramps. My sister-in-law Barbara switched from regular milk to calcium-fortified almond milk in her evening chamomile tea, and her leg cramps virtually disappeared after decades of suffering. The difference in her sleep quality and consequently her daytime energy has been nothing short of transformative. Remember, friends, consistency is key here. These aren't one-time fixes but daily habits that build up your mineral reserves over time. If you're taking medications, especially diuretics for blood pressure, you may need even more of these minerals, so check with your doctor about proper supplementation. Nothing concerns us more as we age than the health of our minds. Let me share the most important indicators to watch for and nurture. Conversational recall. Pay attention to how well you remember the details of recent conversations. My friend William, a retired professor, noticed he was struggling to recall discussions from earlier in the week. Rather than dismissing it as senior moments, he started a daily crossword puzzle habit and joined a book club that meets weekly. 6 months later, he not only remembers our conversations in vivid detail, but often reminds me of things I've forgotten. Contrast this with his colleague Thomas, who noticed similar issues but chose to withdraw from social activities out of embarrassment, which, unfortunately, accelerated his cognitive decline. Digestion abilities. How confidently do you find your way around familiar places? When Eleanor started getting confused driving to her daughter's house, a route she'd taken hundreds of times, her family feared the worst. But her doctor recognized this as potentially related to a vitamin B12 deficiency, which is common in seniors. After proper supplementation and adding fortified cereals and eggs to her breakfast routine, her spatial awareness improved dramatically within months. This is why monitoring subtle changes in your navigational abilities can provide early insight into cognitive health. Problem-solving flexibility. The ability to adapt when your usual method doesn't work is a powerful indicator of brain health. I watched my neighbor Frank get increasingly frustrated when his usual route to the grocery store was blocked by construction. While his wife easily found an alternative way, Frank became agitated and wanted to go home instead. This inflexibility was one of the first signs of his cognitive challenges. To strengthen this skill, try varying your routines intentionally. Take different routes to familiar places. Try new recipes or learn to use a new technology. Each of these challenges creates new neural pathways that help maintain cognitive flexibility. Remember, dear friends, occasional forgetfulness is normal at any age. But major changes in memory, reasoning, or problem-solving deserve attention from your healthcare provider. Early intervention makes an enormous difference in maintaining cognitive health. That afternoon fatigue doesn't have to be your daily companion. Let me share the energy secrets that have transformed my days and those of countless viewers who've followed this advice. Rhythmic hydration. Instead of gulping large amounts of water infrequently, try sipping smaller amounts consistently throughout the day. My friend Harold, who complained of constant afternoon exhaustion, started carrying a marked water bottle that reminded him to drink small amounts hourly. Within a week, his energy levels stabilized dramatically. His body was no longer swinging between dehydration and overhydration. Meanwhile, his walking partner Gerald continued his habit of drinking almost nothing until he felt extremely thirsty, then consuming large amounts at once, and continued to struggle with energy crashes and headaches. The difference between their experiences highlights how the pattern of hydration, not just the total amount, affects your energy. Protein-paced meals. Many seniors inadvertently follow a carbohydrate-heavy diet that sends their energy levels on a roller coaster. Margaret, who used to fade by 2 p.m. every day, restructured her meals to include protein every 3-4 hours, a boiled egg with breakfast, tuna on her lunch salad, and a small handful of almonds mid-afternoon. The change in her sustained energy was remarkable. Compare this to her sister Judith, who continued to rely on toast for breakfast and pasta for lunch, and still struggles with significant energy dips that disrupt her daily activities. Small, protein-rich meals stabilize blood sugar and provide sustained energy without the crashes. Strategic movement breaks. Sitting for extended periods is an energy thief. My neighbor Charlotte set a simple timer to remind her to stand and march in place for just 1 minute every hour during her favorite TV shows. After a month, she reported that her overall energy had improved so much that she'd started gardening again, an activity she'd abandoned years ago due to fatigue. Her husband Robert, however, maintained his habit of sitting for hours without breaks, and continued to complain about having no energy for activities he once enjoyed. Remember, movement generates energy. It doesn't just consume it. I encourage you to start with just one of these habits tomorrow. Notice how your body responds, and then gradually incorporate the others. Your future self will thank you for these simple yet powerful changes. Your heart is working every moment of your life, and it deserves your attentive care. Here are vital signs to observe and nurture. Recovery rate after activity. How quickly your heart rate returns to normal after climbing stairs or walking to the mailbox tells you volumes about your heart health. My walking group started measuring this with simple finger pulse checks before and after our walks. Patricia, who began daily 10-minute gentle walks, found that her heart rate initially took over 5 minutes to return to baseline after climbing her porch steps. After 3 months of consistent walking, her recovery time shortened to just 90 seconds, a dramatic improvement in her heart's efficiency. Meanwhile, her sister-in-law Doris, who considered herself too tired to exercise, saw her recovery times gradually lengthen, a concerning sign that prompted a beneficial checkup with her cardiologist. Ankle and foot appearance. The condition of your lower extremities offers windows into your circulatory health. Walter noticed increasing swelling in his ankles that worsened throughout the day and dismissed it as just getting older. When he finally mentioned it to his doctor, They discovered early signs of heart insufficiency that could be managed with appropriate medications and salt reduction. Within weeks of treatment, he not only lost the swelling but regained energy he thought was gone forever. Pay attention to persistent swelling, skin color changes, or temperature differences in your feet and ankles. They're messaging systems from your circulatory system. Sleep position comfort. If you've suddenly found it uncomfortable to lie flat, or notice you're adding more pillows to elevate your head at night, your body might be signaling fluid changes related to heart function. My dear friend Eleanor gradually increased from 1 pillow to 3 over 6 months, without realizing the significance. A timely conversation with her physician revealed early heart failure that responded beautifully to treatment. She's back to sleeping comfortably with a single pillow now. Listen to these subtle body communications. They're wisdom, not weakness. I urge you to start a simple heart journal today. Note your recovery times after activities, any swelling patterns, and changes in comfortable sleeping positions. This information is gold to your healthcare providers and empowers you to be the expert on your own body's signals. The health of your digestive system impacts everything from your energy levels to your immune function, yet it's often overlooked in conversations about senior health. Regularity patterns. Changes in your digestive timing can signal important health shifts. My friend James had been regular as clockwork his entire life until patterns began changing in his mid-70s. Rather than accepting this as normal aging, he increased his fiber intake with chia seeds soaked in his morning orange juice and added a daily probiotic yogurt. Within weeks, his digestive schedule returned to its lifelong pattern, and with it came improved energy and better sleep. Compare this to his brother-in-law Thomas, who ignored similar changes until severe constipation led to complications requiring hospitalization. Monitoring your digestive patterns isn't about obsession. It's about respecting your body's communication system. Post-meal energy levels. How you feel in the hour after eating provides valuable information about your digestive health. Margaret noticed that certain meals left her feeling energized while others triggered fatigue or brain fog. By keeping a simple food diary for 2 weeks, she identified that large servings of refined carbohydrates were the primary culprits of her afternoon exhaustion. She began replacing some pasta and bread with additional vegetables and lean proteins, and the difference in her post-meal energy was dramatic. Now she enjoyed steady vitality throughout her days, instead of the peaks and valleys that had become her accepted normal. Medication effectiveness. Did you know that digestive health directly impacts how well your medications work? Joseph couldn't understand why his blood pressure medication seemed less effective some days, until his pharmacist explained that certain foods and digestive patterns can significantly affect medication absorption. By taking his medicine with consistency in timing and accompanying foods, he achieved much more stable health readings. This same principle applies to many medications seniors commonly take. Your digestive environment matters tremendously for their effectiveness. I encourage you to become a curious scientist about your own digestion. Small adjustments often yield remarkable improvements in overall health when you honor this foundation of your physical well-being. The quality and quantity of your social interactions affect your body at the cellular level, something science has only recently begun to fully appreciate. Inflammatory markers. Research shows that isolation and loneliness trigger inflammation throughout the body, while meaningful social connections help reduce it. My friend Vivian, widowed after 52 years of marriage, noticed increasing joint pain and fatigue after months of grieving alone at home. When her daughter convinced her to join a twice-weekly community center gathering for seniors, something remarkable happened. Within months, not only had her mood improved, but her persistent shoulder inflammation had decreased significantly. Her doctor was amazed at the improvement in her inflammatory markers on routine blood work. The mind-body connection isn't just philosophical. Sleep quality. Your social life affects your sleep more than you might realize. Herbert, who lived alone after his wife's passing, struggled with insomnia for years. When he began volunteering at the local library 3 mornings a week, he was surprised to find his sleep quality improved dramatically on those nights. The combination of light physical activity, mental engagement, and social interaction created the perfect conditions for better rest. Meanwhile, his neighbor Leonard, who became increasingly isolated, found his sleep disturbances worsening despite trying various sleep medications. Human connection provides rhythms and neurochemical benefits that support natural sleep cycles. Pain perception. Perhaps most fascinating is how social engagement affects our experience of physical pain. Research consistently shows that people with strong social bonds actually perceive pain as less intense than socially isolated individuals with identical conditions. In our senior gardening club, Margaret, who has significant arthritis, notes that she barely notices her joint discomfort during the group's activities, yet feels it acutely when gardening alone. The conversation, laughter, and sense of belonging create a powerful internal pharmacy of pain-modulating chemicals in her brain. I challenge you to view social activities not just as pleasant pastimes, but as vital medication for your physical health. Even small increases in meaningful human connection can yield remarkable benefits for your body. Finding and maintaining purpose isn't just good for your mood. Research shows it literally extends life and improves health outcomes across the board. Morning motivation. How you feel upon waking tells you volumes about your sense of purpose. Walter, a retired accountant, found himself lingering in bed with little enthusiasm after retirement. When he began tutoring struggling students in math twice weekly, he noticed something had changed. He began waking with anticipation rather than resignation. His medical checkups revealed improvements in blood pressure and inflammatory markers that his doctor attributed partially to this renewed sense of purpose. The contrast with his retirement buddy George, who still struggles to find reasons to get up in the morning, becomes more apparent with each passing year as their health trajectories diverge. Resilience in health challenges. Those with strong purpose show remarkable resilience when facing health setbacks. After Eleanor's stroke, her doctors were amazed at her recovery speed, which she attributes to her determination to return to her volunteer work curating the local historical society's archives. "They need me, and no stroke was going to keep me from completing the project," she explained. This sense of being irreplaceable and having unfinished meaningful work provided powerful neurological motivation during her rehabilitation. Purpose becomes a physical force in recovery. Stress processing. How you metabolize life's inevitable stresses is dramatically affected by your sense of purpose. When Florence lost her retirement savings in a financial downturn, friends worried about the health impact of such significant stress. Yet Florence, deeply engaged in her work teaching ESL to recent immigrants, processed the setback with remarkable equanimity. "This work matters more than money," she explained. Her body reflected this perspective. Her stress hormones normalized much faster than her friend Judith, who faced a similar financial loss but lacked Florence's sense of greater purpose. The physiological impact of having meaningful work extended beyond emotional comfort into measurable physical protection. I encourage you to ask yourself tonight, what gets me out of bed with anticipation? Who would miss my contribution if I couldn't provide it? If the answers don't come easily, this is your invitation to explore new avenues of purpose that might, quite literally, extend and enhance your life. My dear friends, we've journeyed through 7 critical aspects of health that can transform your experience of these golden years. From nourishing your body with the right minerals to prevent those painful leg cramps, to cultivating cognitive resilience, from generating sustainable energy to monitoring your heart health, from optimizing digestion to embracing social connections, and finally to anchoring your days in meaningful purpose. Each of these areas offers powerful opportunities for improvement. What strikes me most in my years of researching and living these principles is how interconnected they all are. The minerals that prevent leg cramps also support heart function. The social connections that reduce inflammation also improve cognitive health. The purposeful activities that extend life also generate daily energy. Your body is an integrated system of remarkable intelligence, always communicating with you and always responding to your choices. The most important message I want to leave you with today is this: it is never too late to make changes that significantly improve your health and quality of life. I've witnessed remarkable transformations in people well into their 80s and 90s who decided that age would not define their possibilities. Start small. Choose just one idea from today's discussion, perhaps adding a banana to your daily routine to address those leg cramps, or setting a timer to take movement breaks during your favorite TV shows, or calling an old friend to nurture those vital social connections. Small, consistent changes create powerful momentum toward better health. Now, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, please share which of these 7 areas you're going to focus on first, or any questions you have about implementing these suggestions. Your comments not only help me create better content for you, but also inspire others in our wonderful community. If you found value in today's information, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and sharing it with someone you care about who might benefit from these insights. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, now's the perfect time to join our community of seniors committed to vibrant, purposeful living. Remember, my friends, your best health may still be ahead of you. I believe in your capacity for positive change, and I'm honored to be part of your journey. Until next week, take one small step toward better health each day, and watch how those steps add up to remarkable transformations over time. Stay well, stay purposeful, and stay connected.